Hey there, welcome to your practice. My name is Jo Luzi and this is Yoga Precision. If you're new to my channel, I teach alignment-based yoga, and one of the ways I cue that is through Anyasara style, which is the universal principles of alignment. Everything starts from the ground up. We work from our feet going up through the body, and it creates tremendous knowledge and a deeper understanding of the body and its alignment, which then leads to incredible transformation and therapeutic healing. So I welcome you to my channel. Today we're focusing on the lower back. Now, there's so many reasons why we have a tight, stiff, painful lower back. Most of the time it comes from bad posture, right? We're just sitting, standing with misaligned spine for many, many years. And then later on, the back says, okay, enough. So we're going to be looking at that in that way today and really starting to learn about the lumbar curve. So we have three curves in our spine. The first one is the lower one, which is called the lumbar curve. That is supposed to go in slightly. Okay, it's not flat and it's definitely not rounded. It's more concave. Now, the upper back, the thoracic, is supposed to go out slightly, not hunched, but it's a slight convex curve. Then up above is your neck, that's the cervical curve, that is also supposed to go in. So what we're trying to do is bring our spine back into all of its natural curves. Now, one of the things that happens when we are misaligned in our lower back is it tightens the psoas muscle. The psoas is actually attached to the lower part of the spine. It goes through the pelvis to the inside of the thigh bones. So it gets really tight, stiff, and stuck and weak when we have bad or collapsed posture. So we're going to really look at that today. You're going to need a blanket roll and a block, all right? Now, one thing I want you to start to kind of entertain in your mind is that it is okay to let the lower back curve inward. It is designed to bend in that way, okay? So what we're going to do to begin is actually quite relaxing. You're going to take your blanket and you're going to place it about in the middle of your mat here and make sure it is a nice firm roll. You don't want it to be too soft. You want it to be firm so it really kind of presses into your lower back. Now you're going to place yourself onto your blanket so that it is on the lumbar area. Now you can see here when I'm in position, my butt is not touching the floor. It might be kind of close, but it's not on the floor. The blanket roll is at the top of my sacrum and my lower spine. Then I'm going to widen my feet out, turn the toes in, and let the knees rest against each other. And I want you to just close your eyes now and just begin to feel the weight of your back releasing down over the blanket roll. So this is completely passive. And you're allowing the lower back to go in. You want to feel like your butt, your sit bones are just hanging over the edge of the blanket roll. And you're allowing your full weight to release down. Now, one thing that might come up immediately is discomfort. So it's important to know that, because if you've got a tight and stiff lower back, doing something like this is going to bring out that stiffness. It's going to start to release it. So breathing softly. Allow your belly to be soft. And just visualizing while you're relaxing here, again, the psoas muscle. It's also known as the hip flexor. It's the deepest muscle in your body. And it starts at the lower spine. It attaches to all the vertebrae of the lower spine and the top or the bottom one of the thoracic. It goes through the pelvis and attaches to the insides of your thigh bones. Now, it's the deepest muscle and it's the only muscle that attaches the upper body to the lower body. So I want you to start to get a visual of this in your mind's eye as you relax. And now it starts to make more sense why we're placing the blanket roll here, to start to lengthen and release the psoas muscle. Relax the muscles in your face. Relax your jaw, relax your belly. Just letting go gently here. Being willing to feel the discomfort, because that's how we release it. Just remember, it's built up over time, so it's not an overnight fix. But gradually, as you do things to release and open, it will happen, little bit at a time. Being more aware of the natural curve in your lower back, so you spend less time throughout the day with the lower spine misaligned. Last few slow breaths here. Now, ever so gently, you're going to bring your feet back in a little closer, open your knees. Just lift the hips enough to slide the blanket out. Once you've done that, bring your hips down and stay very still. Don't move. Just stay still and let your back still receive what you've just done here. Notice the difference in how it feels there after you come out. Do you feel a difference in the position of the pelvis after that? Now let's reach for the block and put the block between the top of the inner thighs. Now we're going to do a cat-cow movement, laying on the back. So you'll squeeze your block, bring your arms by your sides, press down through your feet, and then you're going to inhale, slowly arch the back. So you're pushing the block down towards the floor, and then as you exhale, you're going to round the back. Now you're going to let that lower back come down into the floor. Now do several going back and forth like this. Squeezing the block so you keep your legs and your core gently engaged as you move. Following the breath. Last couple of rounds here. Now, the next time you're arching your back, you're going to stay there. So you've got a space underneath the lower back now. Now, we're going to go in a circle here around the sacrum. So you're going to start pressing the tailbone down, then you go around towards the right, circling around the sacrum. Like you're just giving your lower back a little massage all the way to the left, and then continue in that same direction, squeezing the block. Do 3 in one way, and then reverse it 3 the other way. Nice and slow. Now pause for a moment and just let your back settle where it wants to settle. Now I want you to notice when you do this, where is it? What's the placement of it? Do you have a little space underneath your lower back, or is it flat? Now what we want to get to when you're laying in this position here is eventually when you relax, it is slightly curved there. There's a space there. But if we're tight and we've been perpetually overly tucking and flattening the lower back, then right now your lower back might feel flat, okay? And that's fine. We have to work on it slowly so it comes back to neutral, comes back to its natural curve. Now let's do a couple things to explore that. So now take that block, it's going to go underneath the sacrum now on the lowest level. Bring your feet flat. Tuck your shoulders underneath your back. And then I want you to slowly extend the left leg down as if you're trying to press that left leg down to the floor. Except you're not going to get it on the floor, obviously, because you're up on a block. So just roll that left thigh in, and I want you to feel this forward tilt of the pelvis and a kind of narrowing of the front of your pelvis and your top thighs, and a widening at the back. Now keep the left leg and left foot very active, rolling it in. Bring your right knee into your chest now. Now breathe here. I want you to feel that there is that lumbar curve. You're tilting the pelvis more forward, not back. We're focusing more on the left leg, rolling it in and pressing it down. And then the right leg is just coming in to challenge that left leg. So what we don't want to do is this, where we let the left leg lift up, bring the knee in and collapse the spine. Okay, we want the lower back to be going in more. Now let's do the other side. Bring the foot flat. So from the beginning with your feet down, you're rolling your thighs in and tilting the pelvis more forward. Keep that as you extend the right leg. Roll the right thigh in. Feel that narrowing at the front of the pelvis and the thighs, and then bring the left knee into your chest. Breathing here and continuing to focus on the right leg. Keep it very firm and strong. The top of the right thigh rolling inwardly. The pelvis tilting more forward rather than back. Good. Release the feet. Let's go one step higher. So turn the block to the medium height. Again, roll the thighs in, tuck your shoulders underneath, and then slowly straighten the left leg down, tipping. I want you to feel like you're still tipping over the edge of that blanket roll, like you were doing earlier, and then bring the right knee in again. Breathing softly. Feeling this sense of broadening in your sacrum and your lower back, right? Also notice how this is how we lengthen the psoas, this hip flexor. If you collapsed your back into the floor right now, you would be shortening and tightening the psoas. We want to lengthen it. Feel the stretch in the belly as well. Pushing through that left foot. And then bring the right foot down. Bring both feet down. Pause. Breathe. Stretch the right leg straight. Draw the left knee in. Now make that right leg your anchor. Roll it in. Press it down towards the floor. Press through your feet. Your foot, especially the right foot. But left foot is also engaged. And then you're drawing that left knee in gently. Okay, release it slowly. Take your feet onto your mat, take your block away. Okay. Now let's do it without the block so you can actually feel where your lower back is supposed to be when you're doing this very simple position. So you're going to straighten your left leg down and roll your thighs inwardly again. So your pelvis is coming into more of a forward tilt. Okay, that's an anterior tilt. When the back is flat, that is more of a backward tilt or a posterior tilt. We don't want that. We want to let the spine lift up in the back right now and roll the left thigh in. Now see if you can get the back of your left thigh on the floor this time as you bring your right knee in. Now breathe here into your lower back. You want to create more space there. That's been the problem for so long, right? Is there's less space there because the spine is collapsed. And the psoas muscle just gets tighter and tighter. Take one more breath here. You can bring the right knee in as much as you're able to, as long as the left thigh stays down on the ground. Good. Switch. Bring the right foot flat. Now extend the left leg out. Now get the back of that right thigh on the floor. Roll the right thigh in. Keep it down on the floor as you bring your left knee in towards your chest, being much more aware now of your lumbar curve. So when you're moving throughout your practice, you're aware of how it feels there. Now, I'm not saying you should have a huge arch in your lower back. That's not what I'm saying. But for today, we're going there. We're allowing the back to arch to start to create some release. Eventually, you'll just be in neutral, where it's a small curve, okay? But for today, I want you to really emphasize that direction. As long as you can keep the back of that right thigh down, then you can continue drawing the left knee in towards your chest. Breathing space into the lower back. Now bring the left foot down. Bend the right leg again, extend the left leg. Pick up your hips, move your hips slightly to the right. Bring the right knee up, put the foot on the inside of the leg and guide the right knee over towards the left with your left hand. Now I want you to put your right hand on your lower back and feel for this lumbar curve. Does it go in or is it flat? Make it go in by pressing your butt back, pressing the top of the thighs back and moving that sacrum in. Now lift up through your spine. Open your right arm and then begin to twist slowly. It doesn't matter how far you're twisting. Just follow your breath. And for today, I just want you to feel and be aware of your lumbar curve. Now bring the knee back up slowly. And we'll do the other side. So shift your hips to the left. Re-straighten the right leg. Draw your left knee in. Now guide the knee over towards the right with your right hand, resting the foot on the inside of the knee. Now bring your left hand onto your lower back and just feel. Can you feel that lumbar curve? Try to move the sacrum in and up more. Take a deep breath in. Open your left arm and begin to twist. Following the breath. Keeping that right leg very long and strong. Your legs are active here. Because the reason why is because we want that connection from our feet up the legs and into the core. Coming out slowly, slowly. Now, from here, you're going to bring your hips back to the center and just rest them there for a moment and feel where the position of the pelvis is. You want to have, again, just a slight curve in the lower back when you're resting. Now cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Before you pick up that left foot, I want you to tilt the pelvis more forward so the back arches away from the ground. Then pick up the left foot, grabbing the back of the left thigh with your hands and only bringing the legs in as much as you can keep that curve in your lower back. I don't want you to go so far and then flatten the lower back, because then you're going to undo everything we've just spent the last several minutes doing. So keep your feet and legs engaged. The pelvis is tilting slightly forward as you draw the legs in. So it's a balanced action. Prioritizing the proper alignment of your lower spine. Good. Release, do the other side. Cross the left ankle over. Tilt the pelvis forward. So you've got your lumbar curve. Keep that. And I know it's not that easy once you pick up the leg and grab hold of it. So you might just keep the foot down if that's a better place for you right now. Or if when you lift up, you don't have the curve, try to get back to the curve. So you're just working on that action of tipping the pelvis forward any amount that you can. And then once you've established that, you can start bringing the legs a bit more in. Over time, it'll be more spacious. Remember, baby steps is what we're looking for. We're not looking for huge leaps and bounds, but slow, gradual baby steps when you're consistent. That's where it really matters. Now slowly release. And we'll take one more thing here to finish, which is bridge pose. Now you can decide what height you want your block to be. Low, medium, or height. I'm going to go on the high side here, and then you're going to just settle in, tuck the shoulders underneath your back, Have your feet flat. Now I want you to still feel that forward tipping of the pelvis. Roll the top of your thighs in. Extend the arms down by your sides and breathe here. Outer shoulders pressing down. Pressing down gently through your feet. So you're not passive here, you're still gently active. Feeling a soft breath as always. Relax the muscles in your face and your jaw. Now slowly lift the hips, take your block out. Come on down. One leg at a time, just straighten your legs down on your mat. Feeling them just a little bit more grounded now. Maybe the backs of the thighs are a little bit closer to the floor than maybe they usually are. A little bit more space in your lower back. Let this area soften completely, like you're unclenching your jaw or your fist. Let tension drain away. Now letting yourself rest for as long as you have time for, still exploring all of the sensations in your back after that practice. Thanks so much, guys, for joining. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and go check out all my videos, starting with strong and healthy, resilient feet. And I will see you in the next practice. Thank you so much. Namaste.